Hey folks, Quill18 here, and welcome to a quick video where we talk about the new offline mode for SimCity and also modding. So Maxis, or rather EA I should say, has just announced that they will finally support an official offline mode for SimCity, which is really good news for a lot of things. Good news for people with bad internet or people who travel a lot, and it certainly opens up the possibility of transforming the game pretty radically on your end, because as long as you had to go online to play the game, there was always going to be a limit in terms of how you could sort of mod and tweak the gameplay, because every time you connect to the servers, obviously EA is going to want to make sure that you're not running some sort of like really weirdly hacked client or something like that, and so it's sort of enforced. But as long as you can play offline, then you can pretty much do whatever you want. Coming on the heels of that, there's also an announcement from EA that they have an official modding policy now. They have a list of rules, do's and don'ts for people who create mods and what they can do, and a lot of them are completely playable online as well, because most of the affect visuals. So there's quite a few mods that might change the look of your police cars, for example. There's a cool one that will change your trains to steam engines, which is kind of neat. There's another one that will change some of your restaurants to actual like McDonald's and Burger Kings and things. Myself, I've installed 3 mods, and they're all from what's his name, Guillaume. Well, Maxis Guillaume is what he's known as. He's one of the programmers, one of the developers of SimCity actually, and he's gone and published a few mods over on Simtropolis.com, which is a very popular modding website for SimCity, both the current SimCity and previous versions. So I've gone and installed 3 of those, and I'll show you what they do. The first one is possibly my favorite. If I click on a business like this industry, it will give me a breakdown of all the jobs and how they're filled based on low, medium, and high wealth people. Those of you who have been playing Cities of Tomorrow will be used to seeing this display in arcologies. When you set up businesses in arcologies, you get this breakdown. Well, it's really actually incredibly helpful. So the mod enables that for other businesses, both industry and commercial businesses, and then homes are of course the same. But that way you can look at a business and you can say, well, I'm pretty much maxed out on low wealth jobs, but this business here needs 3 medium wealth jobs to do the best. It doesn't need any high wealth at all. So you can look at this and be like, okay, here's how I can make my businesses a little bit stronger, for example. So that's the first one that I put in. I think it's quite spiffy. The other one, if you go to the government palette here, there's a button for expenses map, and I'm pretty sure this is from the mod. This is what the mod said it does, and I don't remember this existing before, but I might be wrong. And what it does is it gives you the expense bar. Now, if ever you've run out of money in a city, you have seen this before, because it gives you a shortcut to find out what all your government services are, so you can go and shut them down. So you're broke, and you're like, okay, I guess I'll go to, I'm going to go to City Hall and turn it off, for example. Just to save some money so I can get out of debt. And it's actually a really handy thing to have all the time. So now there's a button that turns it on whenever you want. And then the final one is, actually I don't think I can really demonstrate it here because I don't have everything that I need. But apparently if you go into the, I think it's the industrial map. Let me double check here. I'll show you what I'm talking about. In the industrial tech map, that's right, I'm on the wrong one, which is the gears here. There will be lines that go between businesses and universities and colleges and all that to demonstrate how the technology development is flowing. Like, why do you have high-tech businesses here but only low-tech businesses over there? So it'll help you sort that out. So here's how you do these maps. Let me pause this and let me change views very quickly to over here. So I am on the Simtropolis website, and you can go there. You don't have to sign up or anything, and everything is free, although you can sign up, and then it just makes things a little bit easier. But if you go to the ST Exchange tab, this is where you can find all the mods for different games. SimCity 4 has a lot. A lot of people still play SimCity 4. It's still an excellent game. Lots of mods, and of course it's quite a bit older at this point, so of course there's going to be lots of mods for it. But if you scroll down, you see SimCity 2013. This is the new one. This is the one I was just playing. And there's 3 categories. Now, so far there's nothing under the Programs tab. The Buildings tab has 5 things listed. It's, for example, the Burger King, the McDonald's, a different type of train station, a different type of bus shelter, and then under mods has kind of everything else. Now, this includes more types of buildings. Here's alternate buses. This mod allows you to put trees anywhere. Here's another one of the mods by Maxis Guillaume, which I did not install, but it's closer road guides. It avoids the problem sometimes you might find there's too much space between buildings. I think I'm actually going to install this one. So we'll take a look. Actually, yeah, I'm going to open their tab, and I'll take a look at that soon. There's the budget map and government panel that I installed, the purple line in industrial tech map that I talked about, and the very first one here was that extended workover data in rollover, which is the first thing I showed you, and I think it's fantastic. So what you do is you go to one of these pages. So let's actually go to this closer road guides page. You go here, you can read about what it does, and you can download this. Now, and then agree on the next screen, and then download. If you have not signed in, you're going to have to wait 5 seconds. Actually, I might have to wait 5 seconds as well. No, okay. There'll be a little 5-second timer before it starts to download if you have not signed in. And then what it's going to do is it's going to download like that. So there's the file. Now, all these files that I've downloaded so far are all .rar files. This is type of archive file. It's like a .zip file. Now, if for some reason you cannot open these files on your computer, then what you're going to want to do is find a program called 7-zip is my favorite one. It is free, it is open source, and it'll open every type of compressed file out there, including RAR files, which is what this is. So then you're going to go into your downloads folder, and for example, in my downloads folder over here, I've got the one I just downloaded, the Closer Road Guide, like that. And so I can double click on this to open this in 7-zip, and you can see it's just one file, is the Closer Road Guides.package. I can do it that way. You can also just right click on it, and again, if you've opened it with 7-zip, you can say extract it to a folder, and it's the same thing. It's got a folder and it's got your .package file in it. Now, where do you put this? Well, you've got to find the folder where SimCity is installed. Now, for me, that was under my C drive, Program Files x86, Origin Games, SimCity, SimCity Data. Well, SimCity is where the game is installed, and then SimCity Data is where you actually put these mods. Again, on your computer, depending on how you set things up, you might be in a slightly different path, but it'll be very, very similar. Now, and all you do is you grab that package file that we just unzipped over here. This is the package I just unzipped after downloading it, and I'm going to just drag it into my SimCity Data folder. You can see the other 3 mods that I already had installed, those 3 right there, and this is the one I just put in there. And then the rest of it, these are all the standard data packages that come with the game. Now, I'm still running the game. I still have it loaded here, so I'm not going to see the effect of that mod right away. I'm going to have to close the game and restart it before that mod takes effect, but that's all there is to it. I really, really like this industrial one. By far my favorite. The others are going to be handy, but this thing, freaking awesome. So anyway, there you go, SimCity modding, how it's done. And certainly if you want to start looking into doing some mods yourself, you can probably find some guides over on simtropolis.com. You can probably do some 3D modeling using a variety of 3D software, including something like Blender 3D, which is nice and free. You can probably recolor things just by opening it up in a paint program, some of the texture files, and some of the actual programming logic. It's all done in JavaScript, which is actually fairly accessible if you've done any programming ever before. So listen, make some cool mods and send me an email and tell me about them, because modding is cool, and that's what really gives these games life. A lot of people still really, really love SimCity 4, but honestly, all those people who say, oh, SimCity 4 is the greatest game out there, are people who play a modded version of SimCity 4. And that's what makes it so unbelievably good. But of course, the fact that it can be modded is part of what makes it so awesome. Part of the reason The Sims is so popular is because people make all kinds of extra objects for it all the time. And that's, there's hundreds of examples of games that are basically 10 times more popular than they should be or would have been, except for the fact that they allow this sort of user-created content. So I'm really looking forward to the modding scene in SimCity, and I haven't been as interested in playing it lately, but I think that this might bring me back into it. I'm very excited. See you next time, folks. Bye-bye.